Estás a punto de entrar a Charlas entre Amigos de Vogue Magazine. ¿Ahora de quién se tratará? Quédate para que conozcas a nuestro invitado. ¡Comenzamos!
Aquí iniciamos.
Hola amigos de Vogue Magazine, es un gran placer estar con ustedes y estoy muy emocionado porque hoy me acompaña en esta entrevista internacional Tom MacRae, escritor del musical y la película Todos hablan de Jamie. Todos hablan de Jamie o Everybody's Talking About Jamie. Va a tener su adaptación teatral en México y eso es parte de lo que hablaremos el día de hoy. Tom, hello, nice to meet you. How are you?
I'm really good, thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for this interview. And my first question is, when you wrote this musical and the film, did you imagine all the success in UK and, well, worldwide?
So I created the show with Jonathan Butterill, the director, and Dan Gillespie-Sells, the composer, who are two of my best friends in the world. And we had 2 weeks to put it on in Sheffield, and that was it. And we had the most fun we'd ever had in our lives. And I thought, this is the best job I've ever had. And we used to kind of joke about, could you imagine if it went around the world? If there was a film, what would you do? All this stuff, you know, imagine being in America. And we talked about it, but I never thought it would happen. And we were having so much fun just making our little show that it didn't matter if it didn't happen. And then we put it in front of an audience. And as soon as people saw it, this sort of thing just happened. I remember the first ever show, which was a dress rehearsal with the public allowed in. And we didn't know if it was really any good or not. In fact, I by that point, I thought it probably was quite bad. And then this audience came in and they laughed and they laughed and then they cheered. And then at the end of Act 1, they went crazy. And then in Act 2, they were sobbing. And at the end, people jumped on their feet and were screaming. And we couldn't believe it. I still can't really believe it. And as soon as that happened, I thought, oh, God, we've really got something. And now we're opening Mexico. And I'm going to be there in 2 or 3 weeks at the opening night, watching a new audience see it. And I hope they'll be laughing and crying and screaming. And I really hope they are. If they're not, they'll be really disappointing. So please laugh and cry and scream. But it's more than you could really dream. And I still can't quite believe it. And I think until I see the theatre with the poster out the front, I'm not really going to quite believe it.
Wow, it's so interesting. What do you think about this new generation of young people? I don't know, to lose the fear, to fight with the taboos about sexuality. What do you think?
I think that Jamie is part of a very brave generation. Jamie knew the character is always 16. Jamie Campbell, who the story is based on, is probably nearly 30 now. So he's a different generation from the kids today. But they are so much braver and more vocal, and they're less scared of being visible. And it's not that, you know, there's many places in the world where being gay and being visible is literally a death sentence. So we're not pretending that there is no fight left to fight. But in so many places, it has turned into a different world. I mean, the fact that Jamie is on in Mexico City, I don't know, 20 years ago, would this have been put on? I really don't know. I don't know Mexico very well, but certainly in London 20 years ago, you could have put it on, but it would have been a very different story. It wouldn't have been a celebration in the same way. And I think we have a very brave generation who are very aware of the importance of being visible and speaking out. And that when they meet resistance, they become louder. They don't whisper. They meet the fight in a way that when I was younger, was far too scared to do. So I'm very, very impressed by our young fans, and I love meeting them because they kind of remind me that things get better and people are endlessly impressive and they are heroic to me. So I'm really looking forward to meeting them in Mexico as well. And I hope that we have a fan base there who feel as strongly about Jamie as they have around the rest of the world.
I continue with this topic about Mexico. What do you expect about this new version of your Jamie? Have you already met someone of the cast?
No, I don't know anything about the show. It's yours now. It's not mine anymore. So okay. I'm just turning up as a fan just to see what happens. I hope. I mean, I don't speak any Spanish, so I won't know what people are saying, but I obviously do know the story. I hope that the laughs come in the places where they should. The first non-English language version we had was in South Korea, and it was during COVID, so we couldn't go and watch it, but they sent us a video of one of the early performances, so I watched it. And sometimes bits that were supposed to be jokes didn't get a laugh, and then bits that I hadn't written as jokes did get a laugh. So I guess everything changes depending where it is. So I don't know how the audience will react to it, but I will be as interested as anyone else to see how it works, and I can't wait to ask. I've not met the translator. I hope I'll get to meet them and say, yeah, what did you change? What did you keep? How did you make it feel like it's still Jamie, but feel like it's Mexico's Jamie? Because it should be something that everyone feels is theirs. So I can't wait to see it. Will you be there at the opening night?
I don't know. I don't know yet.
Well, if your English is very good, so if you are, then come and tell me what happened.
Okay.
And I hope it was good.
And to end, thanks, Tom. Apart from everything you have already done with Jamie and his concept, what else do you want to do in your career?
I want to do another musical that does as well as Jamie, which we're working on at the moment. But Jamie was sort of a beautiful accident. So now we have to see if we can do it deliberately. I mean, who knows? But if I never did anything for the rest of my life, I would die happy that I got to be part of Jamie, because it's the most beautiful, wonderful story. And I hope that everyone's going to enjoy it. I hope you enjoy watching it as much as we enjoyed making it, because it was the greatest privilege and joy of my life to put this show together. And I hope that comes out when you watch it, as you see how much fun we all had putting it together. And I think the Mexican cast are going to do us proud. And I hope the audiences will just have a wonderful night out. We don't really deserve it. COVID's been horrible. We're out of it now. Let's all go and have a party. And Jamie's a really good party.
Great. Well, thank you, Tom. It has a great moment and great interview, and congratulations for Jamie, and
Thank you.
And give voice to those who don't have it yet.
Yes, I hope so. Jamie is a great ambassador, and he is a hero. He's someone for us all to look up to, wherever you come from in your life. To be that brave is something special, and I hope that Jamie speaks to a whole new generation of Mexican kids and adults and grandparents and everybody else.
Thank you, Tom. Amigos de Hablar Magazine, gracias por ver esta entrevista con Tom MacRae. No se pierdan, todos hablan de Jamie a partir del 14 de abril de este año en el Teatro Manolo Fábregas, con Nelson Carrera y Joaquín Bondoni como Jamie. Hasta la próxima. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you so much.
Recuerda seguirnos en nuestras redes sociales, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter y también YouTube. Ahí nos podrás encontrar como Hablar Magazine.